Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well while learning the truth, 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say Shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, service scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the Akwaf, which are you few sisters that are sincere, and your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be just a video touching on judgment. And it's ultimately building off of this video you have where you just ultimately have, more than 300 people that were deleted, you see, in this flash flood that occurred in Pakistan, which we know all of these things that are ultimately happening, they're all coming from the Lord, you see, because as it tells you in this precept that I'm going to grab, this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. And it says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace, right, meaning good times, and create evils, meaning the bad times. I, the Lord, you see, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, do all these things, you see. So everything in which it is that we see ultimately occurring with all of these different types of flash floods and earthquakes and other different types of events where you got large scale amount of peoples being judged at once, that's all coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man. You see, the Heavenly Father, man. You see, who the world ignorantly calls God, whose name is Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. They're the one that's issuing out these judgments every single day that we're watching happen around the earth. You know, when people get judged and all of these bad different storms and things of that nature comes upon people, man, the Lord is the one that's orchestrating it, right? So I'm going to actually go to another precept just to touch on that as well. This is Psalms chapter 68, and I'm going to start at verse 20. Right, in the KJV, and it says, he that is our power, right, is the power of salvation. And unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, the Lord, belong the issues from death, man. You see? So that's basically talking about, like I was saying, the death that goes out each and every day. The Lord is the one that's ultimately doing it. He's allowing these things to happen, man. Right? As it tells you in this precept, I'm going to grab, this is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, right? KJV. And it says, the just Lord, right, is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment, right, to light. He faileth not, but the unjust know of no shame. And this is a part of the Lord's judgment, you see, because the Lord, he uses all type of different things to bring judgment upon people. He controls the elements. He's in control of everything in which it is that we see ultimately around us. You see, he uses storms. He uses all of these different types of events and, things to ultimately to bring forth his judgment, right? And I'm actually go to a precept just touching on that as well. This is Isaiah chapter 28. And I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, behold, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters, you see, overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So like I said, what took place was ultimately a flood. You see, that deleted all of these people, man. Right. And that's just a further indicator that the Lord is controlling these events, man. Right, as it tells you right here as well. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. It says, thou shalt be visited, right? When you go into that word visited, it means punished, right? So the Lord is visiting or punishing people through these various different storms and things that are happening, right? He's judging them. Of the Lord of hosts with thunder, right? And with earthquake and great noise with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. You see, it says storm and tempest. That's talking about floods. You see, hurricanes, all type of other different types of things that are ultimately occurring in the earth as of this moment. All of these things are being orchestrated by Yahweh, by Shemiah Shah, man. You see, and that's why, as it tells you in this precept as well, this is Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. So it really is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. But yeah, we ultimately know the Lord is the one that's bringing all of these different events that we ultimately see occurring, you see. And I'm going to actually get into this video so we can basically see it. But like I said, all of these things that are happening, they're judgments from the Lord, man. And he's going to increase these judgments, man. You see people being deleted like this in mass amount of numbers. That's going to become the norm, you see, because the Lord is judging this earth, man. He's visiting this place. And all of these different things that we see occurring are all ways that he's visiting this place, you see. So I'm actually getting to the video so we could just look at it. But before I started, I'm going to say fair use on 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. It's only for educational purposes, only fair use.
For more than 300 people have been killed after intense rain triggered flash flooding in India and Pakistan. Officials have declared several areas disaster zones in the remote Kashmir region. Rescue operations are underway with scores of people still missing.
A torrent of water tears through towns in mountainous Kashmir. Homes here no match for the powerful current.
I saw 7 people washed away by the flash flood.
Floodwaters flattened entire villages, including this one, a popular rest stop for pilgrims.
In half a minute, it became so intense, people had no time to flee. We were terrified.
Many are missing, feared dead, as teams turn over debris piece by piece.
150 to 200 people were here. I started running, and when I looked back, I couldn't see anyone.
The water.
All right. So you brothers and sisters basically got a gist of what's going on from the little bit of the video I played. But yeah, that's what's going on, man. The Lord is bringing a lot of judgment, man. You know, and these things that we see happening, you know, they're only going to get worse, man. You know, because like I said, we're in a time of season of judgments going out, man. You see, the Lord said that he's visiting the world which he made, you see, not just here in America, the whole world. Everywhere around, people are going to be getting visited by these horrible judgments that the Lord is going to be bringing forth, especially in these times, man, knowing what season we're in, you know. So things are going to, you know, only escalate and pick up, man. You know, more people are going to be, you know, dropping and things like that, man, you know. And I'm actually going to a precept just to prove that too, right? Bear with me. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras. Bear with me. Chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith, you see. And these are the times that we're in, man. Hey, where the Lord is about to start increasing the amount of deaths that you're about to see in this earth, man. A lot of people are about to begin taken in large numbers. So like I said, what we see now with these 300 people that, you know, that perished in this flood, I mean, that's just only a small scale of what the Lord is about to bring, man. You see, things are about to get way worse for the world and this place, America, man. You see, things are going to increase. All right, as it tells you right here, I'm going to grab that. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 14, verse 16. It said, for yet greater evils, right, meaning bad times, than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter, right? So each day that goes by is going to be worse than the day that was before it. So these are the times and seasons that we're in where things are going to pick up, including these evils, man, right? Verse 17, for look how much the world shall be weak through age, so much the more shall evils, right, increase upon them, talking about the people that dwell therein, right, that dwell within this earth, right? The more the evils, the more the judgments are going to pick up, the more, you know, the perilous the times are going to get, because we know, as it tells you in 2 Timothy 3:1, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Right. And that's talking about perils for everywhere around the world. You see, in America, around the four winds of the earth, everywhere where people was residing at, there's going to be perils going on. Right. And we're going to look at that word perils. Right. Just for edification on the AI overview on Google. Right. But the meaning of it goes into serious and immediate danger. Right. And that's what's coming, man. A lot of danger, man. You see, serious danger that the Lord is bringing. Right. And I'm going to go down to the similar words of it. Right. It goes into a time of danger, risk, hazard. Right. Uncertainty. Yeah, because, hey, we're definitely living in uncertain times, man. You see. And that's why you ultimately got to be in the spirit, man. You see it being circumspect, as it tells you right here. I'm going to grab that. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. Right. And I'm going to read to verse 17. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And that's the spirit that us hopeful elect brothers and sisters got to continually be in. You see, the spirit of being circumspect, you see, knowing ultimately that we're living in dangerous times. We got to constantly be aware of our surroundings, you see, because you never know when the Lord can allow something to take place, you see. And you don't want to be caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever the case may be. You just want to be very observant in these times, because as it tells you in Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. You don't want to be in the mind state in this time of being simple. You see, you want to constantly be, just, being in the spirit of watching, man, being sober minded, especially in these times, man. Because like I said, the Lord is only going to make things worse from here on out, man. So we got to be in the spirit of watching, as well as praying. That's the scriptures have told us to do, you see. But I'm going to read verse 15 again. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. This is the reason, right? Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man, right? We're living in bad times, right? And guess what? Anything can bound to happen at any moment. I'm pretty sure those people that were, doing what they were doing in Pakistan, you see, they didn't expect that flood to come, you see, because if they did, guess what? I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have been in the position to get affected by it. They probably would have moved or, did whatever the case they could have done, But, hey, as it tells you in the scriptures, it comes suddenly, man, when you least expect it. These evils or these bad times, they come upon you when you're not expecting it. But that's why you want to be in the spirit of watching, man, you see. And this is why, verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And what is the will of the Lord? To bring judgment, man. To punish this earth, man. You see, to bring more evils. You see, for more people to drop dead. That's the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So us knowing these things, guess what? We can't be in the spirit of just being careless. You see, we got to constantly be watching, man. You see, especially in these times. We're in that season, So I'm actually grab this precept as well, because like I was saying, the Lord is the one that's in control of all of these things, man. You see, the Lord is the one that's bringing these judgments, man. You see, and that's why we ultimately want to be on the good side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Especially in these times for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians out there, man. You ought to be seeking the Lord in these times, man, because like I said, things that you see happening in these third world countries, man, these things are going to happen here soon in America, and they're going to be just as bad, if not worse, man. You see, actually, they're going to be worse because the Lord is going to plague this place worse than all of these other countries, man. So, hey, you want to be ultimately getting right with the Lord in this time while you still can, man, because things are only going to get worse from here on out for the whole entire earth, right? This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. It says, see now that I, even I am he, and there's no God with me. You see, no Buddha, no Allah, no Jesus, no Santa Maria, none of these idols that you people believe in, man. They don't have any power, right? I kill and I make alive. You see, this is all coming from the Lord, man. He's creating these bad events. He's doing all of these things that is taking the life of all of these people. He's bringing these judgments, right? So what do you want to do knowing that he's doing these things? Guess what? The perfect thing to do would be to seek the Lord, to get right with him while you ultimately have time. For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians out there, man. You see, you want to be taking this truth seriously, man. If the Lord allows you to come across these videos, and gain understanding through the elder apostles and the elder bishops and the men that teach the 100% truth, then you want to be taking heed to these warnings, man. You see, applying these things to your life, applying this wisdom, this knowledge, because you're going to need it in these times we're coming into, because like I said, greater evils are coming, man, right? These are only the beginning of what's to come, man, which is going to be a lot of more judgment, right? But it says, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So like I said, it wasn't anything those people could have done to ultimately escape that judgment of the Lord. In Pakistan, you see, when that flood came, you see, they just had to go with the flow of it, right? And that's why it's so terrible to be judged by the Lord, man, because, hey, the Lord come at a time when you don't even expect it, man. You see, that's how it happens. Just like it tells you in this precept right here, I'm going to grab, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, and I'm going to read verse 12, right? It says, for man, right, or woman, also knoweth not his time. You see, so people don't know ultimately when the Lord is going to bring judgment upon him, man. This is what should put fear in you, Israelites, man, to really seek the Lord, man. Because you could just be out here, 1 minute doing what you're doing, living your life, laughing, giggling, and the Lord will send judgment your way, man. Especially if you ain't seeking him, especially if you ain't living the righteous lifestyle to the best of your abilities, especially if you're not rehearsing the righteous acts, man. You see, you're not serving the Lord. You're not fearing the Lord. You're not departing from evil and departing from the ways of this world. And guess what? The Lord can bring sudden judgment upon you, man. Right? It says, for man also knoweth not his time as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. You see, because just like a fish when it's caught on a rod by a fisherman, they don't know that they was about to get snatched out of the water and ultimately grilled and put on a plate. They didn't know that. And that's the same thing with men. They don't know ultimately when the Lord is going to punch their ticket, man. You see, and you're going to be called up there to the spiritual realm. But guess what? That's why you want to ultimately be doing everything you can do now that is pleasing unto the Lord, that hopefully he can have mercy on you in these times. You see, because a lot of more people, like I said, are about to be judged soon come, man. This is only the beginning, man. You see, you're about to see things like this happening every day. And there's going to be more people, man. You're going to see thousands of people dropping. You see, thousands upon thousands, man, because that's what the Lord is going to do, right? And it said, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, right? So are the sons of men, right? Snared in the evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them, just like that flood, man. Right? That fell upon those people suddenly, man. They didn't expect it. Because like I said, if they were expecting it, they would have definitely not been in that area, bro. You know, they would have probably moved somewhere else. But like I said, there is no one that can deliver you out of the hand of the Lord. Everything that happens is going according to his will, man. Right? So, hey, you just want to be definitely fearing the Lord in these times. This is the time for us so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, both men and women, to be fearing the Lord, man. Especially speaking to myself first and foremost. We should definitely be fearing the Lord in these times, man. Because like I said, the Lord isn't playing, man. Right? But we understand a lot of our people are rebellious. They're hard-headed. They're not going to listen to the men of the Lord and the warnings that we're ultimately giving them. So a lot of more of our people are going to be judged, man. Soon come. Right. So I'm actually I'm going to go to another precept that I got. Bear with me. I'm going to go to. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. Right. And I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. And what are those plagues? The things that you see happening, these storms. You see these earthquakes, all of these people getting laid off left and right, poverty being at an all-time high, these wars that are going on. You see, all of these things are part of the plagues that the Lord is bringing upon the earth. That's why you got things heating up, man, because the Lord is judging this place, man, the whole entire earth, right? Everybody's getting judged. You see, especially if you're not of the Lord's elect remnant, man, you're not safe from these judgments and these evils that are coming upon this earth, man, right? It says, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, right? Famine, death, and destruction, man, right? Because that flood, as you see from the video, was very destructive, man, right? That was a destructive flood, right? A lot of water, man. That was, you know, Lord knows, man, that was probably, you know, every bit of probably about 10, probably 5 to 10, 15 feet of water, man, just moving quickly. You see, that's like, man, that's a plague, man, right? And there's no escaping that. Once you get caught in something like that, man, you just know it's over for you, man. Right? You see, and I'm gonna actually get back into that video, you know, so we can just finish watching the rest of it. But like I said, man, these are the plagues, right? These are the judgments that are going out day in and day out, right? From Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, right? And like I said, this should ought to put fear in you Israelites, man, to repent. You see, to turn back to the Lord, man, while you still have time. Because like I said, things that are happening in these foreign countries, they're going to happen in America soon. You see, these bad times and evils, they're already plaguing this place. But like I said, it's going to get worse here, you know. But like I said, a lot of people, they're going to wait till it's too late to try to seek the Lord. Talking about for you Israelites out there, man. You know, it's going to be too late for a lot of you, man. You see, because you're not seeking the Lord. That's why it tells you in this precept right here that I'm actually grab before I get the video. It tells you this right here. I'm gonna grab it. This is Second Chronicles chapter 15. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Verse 13. It says that whosoever would not seek, right, the Lord power of Israel, right? That's talking about for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, right? Should be put to death, right? Whether small or great, whether man or woman. So if you're not investing majority of your time and your life and your energy, and you're not seeking the Lord with that, you see, you're not trying to live your life that is pleasing unto the Lord to the best of your abilities. If that's not your mindset in these times and seasons that we're in, then you're going to be judged, man. You see, both man, woman, child, kid, whoever, man. Because the Lord is not playing with people, man. And like I said, it's only going to get worse from here on out. And ultimately, the men of the Lord have been warning you, Israelites, man. We've been warning you that we're living in a time and season of judgment and that things are going to pick up, that more evils are coming, you see. But a lot of our people, they think this stuff is a game, man, you know. But it's not about it to be a game soon come, man. Because like I said, the Lord is about to judge more people, man, at larger scales and larger amounts. Larger groups of people are going to be getting, punished, right? And rightfully so, man, because guess what? At the end of the day, a lot of you people deserve it because a lot of you people are wicked, man, And what the Lord is doing is his will, man. You see, he's erasing all of the wickedness off of the earth, man. And we just pray, Abba Ratazah, that we're the Lord's remnant, that he ultimately can have mercy upon us, for us hopeful elect brothers and sisters out there that are sincere, that are trying to the best of our abilities. We just pray and hope the Lord can have mercy upon us, you see, because we know that these days are only going to get more evil, right? And we ultimately don't want to be judged by the Lord, you see. Because could you imagine how terrifying that was for them people, man, getting swept away in that water, And hey, that's one of probably the worst ways to be judged, man. Fire and famine and also being drowned to death, being submerged in water, man. That's a scary thing, man. You see? But like I said, that just goes to show you that, the Lord can judge you, man, right? And you definitely, for you Israelites out there, you definitely don't want to be playing around with them, man, especially in these times, because this stuff is going to come upon a lot of more people. And like I said, it don't got to be a flood. It can be whatever. I read in 2nd Esdras 15, the Lord going to send various different things. He's going to send a sword. You see, that's people getting shot down in the street like dogs. You see, he's going to send famine. You see people dying from lack of food. That's what's coming in these times, man. That's what you about to have on a global scale happening, man. Right? A lot of these different judgments. All right. And like I said before, that should put fear in you to want to seek the Lord. You see, that should put fear in you to want to do the right thing, to turn away from wickedness. Right? But we know a lot of you jakes are not. Right? And that's why you're going to die. Just is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to get back into this video. We're just going to watch the rest of it. But all of this came from the Lord, man. This is all the Lord's doing. All right?
Is still rushing through Bajayor, where a helicopter carrying relief supplies was heading when it crashed in bad weather, killing all 5 people on board. The Himalayas are prone to floods and landslides, but scientists say climate change is making these events more frequent and intense, and their impact more devastating.
All 6 members of my brother's family died.
There will be no respite with more rain forecast this week, hampering rescue operations and adding to fears the death toll will continue to climb. Nicole?
You see, you heard what they said. The death toll going to continue to rise. And that's what's finna happen worldwide. You see, more judgments are coming, man. Right? So, yeah, like I said before, for you tribes out there, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, this is the time, like now more than ever, to be seeking the Lord, man. To be getting right with him while you still can. Because I know a lot of you jakes out there, y'all are simple. So in their mind, they like, oh, that happened in Pakistan. That ain't going to happen in America. Oh, man, we good. We don't got to worry about that. You see? That's why a lot of these things are going to come upon a lot of you people, man. Right? What did it say in 2nd Esdras? I got to grab that. 8 and 50, man. Because a lot of our people, the reason they don't repent and seek the Lord is because a lot of you are just too proud, man. You see, too full of yourselves. You see, too arrogant. You see, don't want to listen, rebellious, right? That's why these evils are going to come upon you people, man, right? It says for many great miseries, right? And I'm going to look at that word miseries, right, on AI, on Google, just for, edification, of course. But this is what the Lord is bringing, man. These are not my words. These are the words out of the scriptures, man. This is what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to bring to you people, man. Right? It says a state or feeling of great distress or discomfort of mind and body. Right? So, and I'm going to go down to the similar words, right? It says suffering, right? Hardship, right? Going into what I said earlier in Timothy, perilous times. So a lot of people are about to suffer in these times that we're in, man. Right. And this is why it says for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, which is the time that we're in now on the earth, that dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride, man. So like I said earlier, man, those that are not seeking the Lord, you see, for you Israelites out there, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you know, you're going to be judged, man, by the Lord, you see. And that just is what it is, you know, seek the Lord or be judged, right? But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Just something quick through the spirit. Abaratazai, pray it be edifying to you, brothers and sisters that may come across it. With that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.